You know, that's what happens when you start to clean yourself up and when you start to prepare to move to a different dimension, a different realm of the self, and not just of the self, but of the species. And you know, of course, a lot of people have been processing tremendous amounts of energy, even now that we're actually out of this entire archetypical and frequential universe, and we're moving into the tonal universe, as the old Imzaia work has often said. Even now you are seeing people processing old energies and letting go of these things. And of course the entire point of this 1111 portal that is currently happening is to truly and strongly imprint on the human psyche and on the human mind and on the human soul that this period of processing is over. It's coming to an end. There is no more need to reach back into the old energy realms where you were this or you were that, or you carried this type of name or even this type of title, or you were in relation to specific members in your clan or in your family or in the villages or towns or cities that you lived in. All of these things were part, if you will, of the processing of human evolution, the human soul that has been in such a dark place over the last centuries and is now starting to emerge from that as the control system and as all of these things are starting to fall away. So 1111 is a very strong marker on that level. It is a code, if you will, that is being transmitted directly into yourself, into your core, to release all of the things that you feel make you the person that you once were, a person that you thought you had invented. But perhaps if you start to look deeper under the surface of things, you will start to notice belief systems inside of yourself have been formed by the opinions of other people, by the opinions of teachers and leaders, etc., etc. Small scale, large scale, it doesn't matter. But the personalities that we carried with us throughout this entire period of time that you have called your lifetime, leading up to first the 2012 portal, which actually was a man-made creation, and then as the influences started dying down and the truth started hitting people of what they were and what they could be, as all of these things started to unravel within the human soul, what we are left with now is a new beginning, is a new emergence. And it's the emergence of, as I already said, the number 11. Now, the number 11 is a very interesting number, specifically when you apply it to this portal. I'm not going to discuss old energy numerology, but when you look at new energy numerology, which has been taught throughout the years of the Imzaia archives by beings such as Solaris, for instance, when you look at these meanings behind the new numerology that is emerging from the field, we are talking about a geometrical portal, and one of the simplest geometries that are available to us, which is the triangle. Now, with the number 11 reflected 3 times in this triangle, what we are being focused on as a species starting now is the recognition of the true self. Because in new energy numerology, the 11 is simply a reflection of the one meeting the one, God meeting God, source meeting source. No matter how you want to say it, but it is simply the recognition of the self. Your personality is done processing itself. Technically speaking, it has reached the end of its line, of its linear timeline. And finally, humanity, for those that listen to the call and that take up the baton, if you will, can let go of these coats of personality and ego and mind and start to embrace a different self. That is why I am calling this particular portal the passion portal, if you will. Because meeting yourself and stepping into line with who you really are is nothing but a stripping away of all of the layers of have-tos and to-dos and all of these to-dos, if you will, and what you are left with is simply your core identity, your core persona, in other words. This is the spark that you took with you when you arrived on Earth. And within that spark were many hidden gifts, gifts that did not need unpacking in an old energy reality. But however, when moving into this new energy realm, your soul was prepared to take upon itself different tasks, different meanings, different attributes and attitudes, and different capabilities that now start to emerge if you allow it to happen. But allowing this to happen also means that you must understand that a release again is needed. The release of these things that we were talking about earlier. The old personality, the old habits, the old attitudes. And I'm not telling you to throw it all away, but to check with yourself which aspects of the self, which things on your to-do list, and which things on your have-to lists, and all of these things are actually in line with what your soul really is all about, what the core of you really is all about. If you can strip away those things that don't matter and only leave those things that make your heart sing, that make your belly burn, and that makes your head spin in this jazzy feeling that you get when all of the downloads are happening, etc., then you will move on the right track. Then you will start to find for yourself that there are different reasons why you came to planet Earth, to be here now. Discover those reasons and throw away all the grit of all of those things that are no longer necessary. It's an exciting time on planet Earth because it allows you not only to completely reinvent yourself, which is a spiritual right of every being at any point in time, but also to let this newness of you emerge and arrive on this planet to finally be supported in the things that you took with you as you decided to incarnate into a human vessel.